Hey, mop boy, come prove something. That voice cut through the quiet like a slap. I didn't even have to look up to know who it was. I just kept my head down, running the mop over the mat in one long, clean line. The gym was nearly empty, fluorescent lights buzzing air, smelling faintly of sweat and bleach. And I was 2 minutes from locking up when Coach Tyler decided I'd make a good prop for his late-night show. Tyler's the kind of guy who looks like a motivational poster, square jaw, perfect hair, black belt tied so tight you'd think it was keeping his ego from spilling out. And he had an audience. A few of his students were still hanging around, stretching drinking water, pretending not to watch. And then there was Dr. Lauren Kim, the sports psychologist who consults here. Always the last one to leave, always scribbling notes in her little pad, always kind. She tried to shut him down. Tyler, it's late. Let your students go home. But Tyler grinned, spreading his arms like a ringmaster. Why end the night when we can learn something new? 5 minutes. That's all I'm asking. I wrung out the mop, slid my gloves into my back pocket. I don't want to interrupt your class, sir. Not interrupting, he said, voice going smooth and performative. This is an educational moment. Let's show them what sweat buys. I could have walked away, should have walked away, but he blocked my path and every pair of eyes in the room was on me. Name's Ethan, I said finally. Great, Ethan, he smirked. Show my students a basic guard. Half speed. I'll narrate so you don't get lost. Lauren stepped forward. You don't have to do this. I know, I said quietly, and then I set the mop in the bucket and stepped onto the mat. The way most people step onto a mat the first time, it's all stiff ankles and nervous energy. I stepped like I'd been there before, like the floor had told me its secrets once and I'd promised not to spill them. Tyler clapped his hands. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Reality Check 101. I didn't square up. I didn't raise my hands. I just stood there, calm, watching him like a man watches weather. Hands up, he instructed. Protect yourself. Even a beginner can land something dumb. I didn't move. Okay, he said, reaching out to give me a little shove, more for the audience than for me. Only nothing moved. Not me. Not the air around me. His smile cracked just a hair. Beginners lock up, he said louder, like he was covering for it. He started circling, showing off his footwork. I didn't track him with my head. Didn't pivot. Just let him move until the circle closed itself. You ever step on a mat? He asked. Plenty of people know what they're doing, I said. Most of them don't need an audience. He chuckled. 5 minutes. Ethan. You'll be fine. Lauren called out half speed. Tyler lied. He jabbed. I let it slip by my cheek. He threw a cross. I leaned just enough to make it miss by inches. Nice speed, I murmured like I was giving him a compliment. But your shoulders give you away before your hands do. That one landed, not the hit, my words. He came again faster, jab hook. I redirected him with one hand, turned his body gently so he was facing the wrong way before he realized it. His students laughed under their breath. He spun back around, red in the face. You're just lucky I'm not what I asked, still calm. He lunged with a body shot. I lowered my elbow, let him run into it, then rested my hand on his chest. Not pushing, not striking, just stopping him, like you stop a kid from running into traffic. And then I let go. He thought that meant he'd won. He came in harder. And that's when the room went quiet. No hum, no breath, no clock. You sure? I asked him softly. He didn't answer. One more rush, shoulder down, going for the takedown. I let him. I turned him just enough, guided him down, placed him on the mat like I was laying a coat over a puddle. No pain, no humiliation, just control. The room was silent. Control. That's the part most people skip. I stood, offered him a hand. He didn't take it. The video hit the gym's group chat that night. No captions. Just 30 seconds of a black belt being turned sideways by the janitor. By morning, Lauren was in the maintenance closet with me. Teach a class, she said. I already have a job, I told her. Not with a mop, she said. Early mornings, small group, control, awareness, respect. I'll be there every session. I laughed under my breath. Why would I do that? Because there's a difference between hiding from your past and using it to help someone else. She was right. And that's how I found myself in front of 5 strangers at 5 a.m., teaching them how to stay safe without hurting anyone. It worked. It grew. And then my daughter found out not from me, but from that damn video. Maya's 16. Smart. Sharp enough to cut you with a look. She sat across from me at the kitchen table, phone in hand, paused on a frame of me with my palm on Tyler's chest. Who are you? She asked. A dozen answers. None good enough. You could have told me, she said quietly. Instead, I find out from strangers. I told her about the accident, about Tony, my best friend in Vegas, how a stupid moment carrying anger I didn't even want had ended his life, how I'd sworn never to let my hands hurt anyone again. She listened. Then she said, I don't need a perfect dad. I need a true one. Those words sat heavy on me for days. Meanwhile, Tyler wasn't done. He started whispering to students, to reporters, twisting my story into something ugly. One night, he brought a cameraman into my class, tried to corner me in front of everyone. The reporter asked if I thought I should be teaching after what happened. Lauren jumped in. Who better to teach how to avoid violence than someone who's lived through the worst of it? I told them the truth. I teach people not how to win fights, but how to walk away from them. But I knew Tyler wouldn't stop, so I decided to take it out of his hands. We announced an open class. Free. For the whole neighborhood. Defense. First respect always. They came nurses fresh off night shifts, baristas, retirees, teenagers. Even Tyler showed up with his crew. Lauren laid down the rules: no striking, no egos. Consent before contact. Tyler smirked. Let's give them the full experience. We squared up. He tried to make it a fight. I made it a lesson. Every rush, every grab I redirected gave him nothing to push against. The crowd started to see it, not just the technique, but the choice behind it. Finally, he came in hard, shoulder first. I met him, turned him, placed him on the mat, hand behind his head so he wouldn't hit too hard. And I said loud enough for everyone to hear, I will not make you ashamed in front of your students. Something shifted in him. He sat up, breathing hard, and for the first time, no smirk. I was wrong, he said, about you, about what this place is for. If you'll have me, I'd like to learn from the beginning. I put a hand on his shoulder. Everyone's welcome when they're ready to listen. That night, the storm outside finally broke. A week later, we closed class with music. Maya played her cello, something she called Quiet Storm. The notes filled the gym, soft and steady like the tide coming in. Tyler was there, standing quietly in the back. People smiled at each other like they knew we'd all been part of something worth keeping. And when the last note faded, Maya walked over, took my hand and Lauren's and put them together. She's been trying to do that for weeks, she said, grinning. Lauren laughed. I did too. And for the first time in a long while, I didn't feel like I was carrying it all alone. You know, people think strength is about how hard you can hit. but I've learned it's about how much you can hold your temper, your fear, your pride, and still choose not to hurt someone. So tell me, if you were in my shoes that night with Tyler, would you have walked away or would you have put him on the mat? Where's the line between proving yourself and protecting your peace? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one, and if this story hit something in you, share it. Because maybe someone out there needs to be reminded. The quietest victories are sometimes the loudest in the heart.